Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth hearing. Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth hearing.
I'm going to talk about something that most people will avoid and has avoided. But despite that, it's all around us. Whether you can stomach it, it scares you. It's the truth. It's about facing it. It's about building the strength, having it, having the strength to read a story about it, a movie, face a person with such forces. It's the same thing as the dark. You can either be scared of it or you can face it. There is a term, and it's demonic forces. So they have movies based on true stories on demonic forces. Very educational, and it is also truthful. Now, the thing is, there are people in this world that has such a force to them, has such a strength, and has a solid rooted foundation of who they are. In these stories and movies, they may be a priest, a priest that specializes in exorcism. Because not just any priest or anyone that isn't rooted with such a solid foundation should be exposed to those sort of things face on. Now, you may hear of it, but it's true that when you don't have a solid foundation, and this goes for everything, with who you are, it is easy for the world, for the forces to influence you. It may not be fully your fault for that reason, but it's still a knowing that in order to really not just survive in this world or any world, among anything, but also, most importantly, to be able to stay solid in who you are. What is that? Stay solid and rooted. Where does that come from? Knowing who you are, really believing who you are, really having faith and understanding of who you are and why you're here and who you serve. That's the most important thing. Because without an understanding or belief, you're lost. And you're open and susceptible to anything and everything. And this goes for everything. What they say, what they do, things that you don't know because you can't see. Forces, physical forces, physical, spiritual. So the things that you see and the things you just know, the things that only a person can believe, the things of what I'm saying is things that are written about. They make movies about it and they tell you that it's based off a true story. And it being all around you because this is a force. And the force can go places and go into things. Are you open? Are you acceptable? Are you not rooted? Are you not sure of who you are? Are you seeking? Are you doing a whole lot of things? Because there's a lot of things that people do to make them acceptable and open to the spirits and the forces. And they don't know what they're doing. Or some do. And that's the possession. Possession of ownership of now your body. The way we understand it physically in a basic way is when they call these things spirits because they're no longer lying to you of what happens when you drink this potent concoction called alcohol. Lord knows whatever else is in there, but it's a potion and it's now called spirits. It's been given this popular name, or at least they're moving back into what it's always been called. Why do you think it's called spirits? You yourself are a spirit. Well, we know that when we indulge into this potion, we're open. Even so, we go away when you black out. It's like you're getting there. You're feeling more freer in your body until you're gone, until you're just out of there, until your spirit goes away and something else is there because you black out and you don't remember and you've done things. You may still be there somehow, but spirits are also there as well. And they have a loophole. They literally have an access way. And you know what? The chances of them succeeding at whatever they've tried to tempt you with, whatever they whatever they're saying, whatever they're feeling, whatever they're thinking, whatever you're feeling, but may not be the righteous you. They're saying, don't think about it, just do it. Very impulsive. That's the basic way. That's like the beginning. Because they, once it is out of your system, they have no access. But every time that you take the potion, they do. But then there's possession of the person. And they literally need an exorcist, a priest, someone that is actually God's priest, actually has the power of God. That priest has to believe, he has to be rooted in God because it won't work. That goes for everyone that may watch certain things. You have to be solid and you have to understand what you're watching and understand who you are. Because some people get flack over watching certain things when it's like, no, 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 no. You need to understand what's out here. But just like kids should not be privy to a lot of things, is the same way folks with weak minds, weak hearts, weak faith should not as well. Again, people that are rooted in their faith, they can stand those things and not be affected. It is the person that has no faith, does not know who they are, is confused, is where the force goes and attacks the weaker vessel. You have to be strong. Now, they're all around us spiritually in the invisible and the physical where we can see. And we know them to be folks that are here to shed blood, not from a defense site, but their intent is to harm and destroy. They wake up, it's on their mind. They go to sleep. Before they go to sleep, those are evil forces in the body of that person. You wonder why this young child slaughtered his whole family. But you look at the child and you say, this child is innocent. The child is the surface of the person. The child is the flesh. But what's their spirit? What is possessing them to do such things? It looks like a child, but the fruits don't equal the understanding of a child in their mind doesn't equal to what just occurred. They slaughtered the whole family. How? They've not watched anything like this. They've not seen anything like that. Those are evil forces. This is not someone that has harmed another being because of self defense. This is you wake up one day and you want to harm somebody. They're in the world, they're among us. And that is how they get the access. They could just be spirits, they could just be indivisible, they could still be, you know, only having but so much power. But then it's something that you do, something that is happening, something that allows them to now have access to you, your body, your host. They're influencing a whole lot. This is a spiritual warfare, but you still have some sort of control of yourself. You can still fight it. You can still do certain things and not indulge into certain things to avoid it, to avoid them having power over you. But as you look around and the way that the state of the world is and the agenda and how people are flocking to the broader way. And the broader way just means that there's a heavy influence. And now there is heavy demonic possession. Everyone is doing the same thing, following after the same thing, saying the same thing. What are you saying? What are they doing? Now you're doing it. When you could be calling in those forces, doing things to allow these forces to now come into you because they're here, allowed, and waiting for that. We could wake up every day and have to decide, are we going to do good today or are we going to do bad? Are we going to fight or are we going to give up? Am I going to go to work or or am I going to stay home? It's a choice. What gives you the drive? What gives you the strength? That self belief of oneself. You can't give up on yourself. And once you do, you're open. Because now you're no longer taking control. You're no longer wanting to. You're surrendering to something. But it's not godly, because God gives all strength and faith and belief. He gives those things. He gives you free will. And now you've surrendered it. Why would you surrender your strength? You see, you're not surrendering it to God. God giving you it. He said, you're going to need this, honey. You're in the world. I'm not there yet. You're still under this ruler's authority in some way. You still have to get up. You still got to work. You still got to abide by their laws and regulations. But now you no longer can do it, right? Now you are defeated. Well, who's defeated you? And there's your answer. And I'll leave it there.